have an exponential equation over here. So we are going to solve this exponential equation. So quickly, let's look at it. If you are new here, please like, subscribe, and also hit the notification bell to be notified anytime we post a new video. So let's look at the whole thing. Now first, what we have to do is to I'm going to use two methods in solving this. So first, what we have to do is to define the domain of the general equation, right? So we realize that from the general equation we have log as part of the equation, and also we have some kind of exponential log and also exponential equation. So in defining the domain, what we do is that you realize that s is to s belongs to all real numbers, except that when s is less or equal to 0. So which means that therefore s values, the s values that we are going to get should be greater than 0 in this case, right? So what we are going to do is that we are going to use substitution. So using substitution, we let because we have this exponent here, and then also this exponent here, we are going to substitute it with some variable. So let's say we let another variable, let's use y and x in this case. So let's say y here equal to the log base 14x here, and let's call this one equation 1, and then x here being equal to the second part, the log okay, so if y equal to that, so what we'll do is to find x from here. So finding x from here, 14 goes to raise that, and therefore we have x here being equal to 14 to the power y in this case. And let's call, okay, so let's leave this one this way. So doing the substitution, we have x to the power, remember the whole of that here is just y in this case. So we can have so we realize that x here is just that, so we have 14 y here to the power log base 14 here, and then 49, then plus 49 here to the power the whole of that, so that is y being equal to 14 in this case. Now since we have something like this, what we can do is to, all right, so from here we can take this y to the top because it's multiplying, so it's just something like 14 to the power y log base 14, 49 here, plus 49 y equal to 14. So we can send this to the top there, and we can have 14 the log base 14 here, right, and then 49 to the power y plus 49 here to the power y being equal to 14 in this case. So quickly, let's call this one equation 2, right? So when we call this one equation 2, then what we are going to do is that we are going to let another variable, let's say another variable z here being equal to because we have 49 to the power y in both equation, we can just equate it to a variable. So 49 y here equal to that, and let's call this one equation 3 in this case, right? Now from here, what we do is to just do the substitution. So we have 14 here, and then we have the log base 14, and remember 49 to the power that is just z, and then we can have the whole of this here as z being equal to 14, and let's call this one equation 4, right? Now from here, what we do is to use another variable again. Now what we are trying to do is to reduce the whole of that into a simple way that we can solve, right? So what we're going to do is to set the whole of this to another variable. So we also let another variable, let's say u, right, in this case be equal to 14 to the power log base 14 and also z. So we'll do the substitution, and let's call this one equation 5. So let's do the substitution, and then we are going to get u here plus remember, okay, so if we have something like this, we can make z the subject also from here, right? So making z the subject also from here, what we can do is to multiply both sides by log base 14, right? So so from, let's say from equation 5, right, from equation 5, we log both sides, right, to the base 14. Right, let's log both sides to the base 14. So we have log base 14 u being equal to the log base 14 here, and then we have to realize that it will be made easier for us to do this, right? So from here we take this log base 14 u here, so we can send the whole thing to the front here. So we have this log base 14z, and then we have log 14 and also 14, which goes to 1, right? So if it goes to 1, then we have log base 14u equal to log base 14z. So from here we can see clearly that u equal to z, and then also in the same way z is also equal to u in this case, right? So if they are both equal, then which means that we are working backward now from equation 4 and equation 5, right? Now equation 4 is just 14 to the power the log base 14 here z plus z here equal to 14, right? Now from this equation, and also this is equation 4, and then from the fifth equation we said that u here equal to 14 here, log base 14z. So substituting this into that, right? So we substitute that into it, which means that we have the whole of this being u, right? And remember we have z here. We said that z in this case is equal to u, so we can write that one as u. So what we are doing is to write this whole thing as that, right? So and then what is left here is just 14 in this case. So in this case what we are going to do is that we have 2u here equal to 14, divide both sides by 2, and therefore we have u here being equal to 7 in this case, right? So realize that u in this case is 7. So if u is 7, which means that z equal to u equal to 7 in this case, right? Now remember, we are not looking for z, we are not looking for u, we are looking for x. What is x in this case? So which means that from equation 3, remember we are working backward. So from equation 3 we said that z here equal to 49 and then to the power that, so which means that 7 here equal to 49 to the power that, and therefore writing 49 in terms of the base 7, we have 7 to the power 2y here, and therefore from here, since the bases are the same, then we can equate the exponents, and therefore y here will just be 1 over 2 in this case. Now we have z, we have u, we have y, and what we have to do next is to find, now we have to find what s is in this case, right? So which means that if this is equation 3, then which means that from equation 1, right? So basically we are now going to find our x. From equation 1 we said y equal to log base 15x, right? So which means that we have 1 over 2 here being equal to the log base 14 and then x here, and therefore solving this we have so 14 goes to raise the whole of that, right? And then we have being equal to the log just x here, right? So just x here, and therefore from here we have 14, the square root of 14 being equal to x, and therefore x here will be equal to remember plus or minus 7. But then remember again, x should be positive values. We start from the beginning that s should be positive values, so which means that x here will be equal to 7 in this case. S will be equal to nope. So we have s equal to root 14, so s will be basically equal to, therefore s equal to root 14 in this case. So we have s equal to root 14. So this is the first method, and then let's try the second method, right? So let's try using the second method and see what is going to happen. So for the second method we have so let's use the second method. So for the second method we have x to the power the log base 14 and then 49 here, and then we have plus 49 here to the power log base 14x here, right, being equal to 14, right? So from here, what we can do in this place, what we can do is that we are going to use some different variable. Let's say y here. So we're going to let all of this be equal to y in this case, and then equate all of that to z, right? And then when we do that, when we log both sides, that is from the right. So from the first part, so let's call this one 1 and let's call this one 2, right? Now from the first part, let's log both sides to base 14, right? So log 14y here being equal to the log 14x to the power log base 1449, right? Now from here we can write this as, so we can write, so this move to the front there, and then we have log base 1449 here, right, multiplied by so what we are left with is just the log base 14 and then x in this case, right? So let's call this one equation 3, right? And then from equation 2, doing the same thing as we did in equation 3 to base 14, right? Well, we have log base 14z, and then we have log base 1449 here, log base 14x. So realize that the whole of this drop to the front end, we have log base 14x here, and we have log base 14 and then 49 here, and then we still have our log base 14z in this case. And let's call this one equation 4. Now if you look at equation 3 and equation 4, you realize that they look similar, they are just the same. We have log base 14 x, log base 14 here x, right, and then being multiplied by log base 1449, which is the same thing, log base 1449 multiplied by log base 14x here. So we realize that equation 3 can be equal to equation 4. So equation 3 is equal to equation 4 in this case, right? So if equation 3 equal to equation 4, then which means that we can write the whole of that as so equation 3 equal to equation 4, so which means that this will be equal to that, right? So we have the log base 14 here y here being equal to the log base 14 here, remember this is z, z, right? So in this case, basically y equal to z in this case. So if y equal to z in this case, which means that substituting the whole of that into the genuine one, right? The genuine one, from the genuine one, we said that remember we said from the beginning that we let this, which is the first part, plus the whole of that. So we just have something like y here plus z equal to the second part of the equation. Now the second part of the equation is z, but then we said from here that y equal to z, so which means that writing everything in terms of y, then which means that this should be y, right? And then it should be equal to 14, and then we have 2y equal to 14, and therefore y here is just equal to 7. If y equal to 7, then which means that z here will also be equal to 7, right? In that case, now if that is the case, we said that y from the other equation, we said that y equal to the log s to the power log base 1449 being equal to 7. So in this case, we have what we can do here is to log both sides to the base 14. So adding log base 14 to both sides, we have the log base 14 here, right, and then 7, right? So what we can do is to drop this, we drop that, and then we have that, and then also we have log base 14x being equal to log base 14 and then 7, right? So we realize that we can write the whole of this as, remember this is 49, this is 49, so we have the log base 14 here, and then we have 7 squared, and then multiplied by log base 14x here being equal to the log base 14 7 here. We can write this as 2 log base 14 7, and then multiplied by base 14x here being equal to the log base 14 and then 7 here. These will get rid of that, and therefore we are left with so realize that we'll be left with 2 log base 14x here being equal to 7, right? So this is what we are left with, and then from here what we can do is to sorry, it's cancelled both sides, so we have 1 here. So we have log base 14x here being equal to 1 over 2, right? And then from here we just have x being equal to 14 to the power 1 over 2, and then x here is equal to the root of 14 in this case. So realize that in both method that we use, we had both root 14 as being the value of x. So thank you very much for joining me in this section. I hope this session was helpful. If you are new here, please like, subscribe, and also hit the notification bell to be notified anytime we post a new video. Thank you very much, and I'll see you guys in another section.